This is ABC 7 News at 5:30. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. A plan to turn undeveloped land into affordable housing in Venice is now on hold.
The 300 acres of land is off I-75 between Laurel and Border Roads. It was to be developed into a mixed-use residential area, but now the property owner, the Gulf Coast Community Foundation, is selling that land. ABC 7's Christopher Bradley joins us live tonight from Venice with more on the story. Christopher?
Well, Scott and Haley, this property has seen many future plans before, but now it seems its future may be as unsure as ever. The land sits as empty as the day it last changed hands in 2005, when the Gulf Coast Community Foundation hoped it was the future.
Initial plans were to develop a mixed income, mixed use development where we would have workforce housing, commercial retail, that kind of thing.
The foundation drew up plans they named the Bridges Project. The foundation is selling it for $24 million, which is just about what they paid, minus the $7 million they spent in financing and legal fees.
We feel like we should let professionals do this. So if someone wants to take on the mantle of the previous Bridges development, that would be fantastic.
Venice's Mayor John Hollick has made attempts to get the project moving, including floating an idea for a new police station to be built there, but he hasn't gotten any traction.
We entertain those, but in the end, this is an investment for Gulf Coast Community Foundation, and we're really looking to let the professionals do something with this.
The land is currently zoned for that mixed-use residential area, and Venice Councilman Bob Daniels says the idea is not off the table.
I don't think that any of those earlier discussions would be tabled 100% if the person or people buying the land would be interested in doing that.
But with new luxury home developments all around, the land could easily be sold as another upscale neighborhood.
I don't know where it's at with some of those that are out there building right now, but they have talked amongst themselves.
No matter who buys the property, Pritchett says some of the money in the sale will go back into the community.
We'll be able to put $1 million to $1.2 million back out in the community on an annual basis.
And a little something interesting that we found in the online listing of the property. It says of the 823 homes in a 1-mile radius, the median age is 72 years old. Reporting live in Venice, Christopher Brantley, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Christopher, thank you. Manatee County commissioners agreed to hold a public hearing on proposed changes to the noise ordinance. Today, attorneys presented 2 proposals to commissioners. The first would keep the current standard, which limits noise to 55 to 60 decibels between 10 p.m. and 7 a.m. The second allows for noise reaching 72 to 77 decibels until 11 p.m. Sundays through Thursdays and midnight during the weekends and the day before holidays. Commissioners directed staff to advertise a public hearing on the issue, but the date has not been set yet.
One of Florida's top lawmakers has a $2.4 billion plan to reduce toxic algae outbreaks in the rivers flowing from Lake Okeechobee. The Florida Senate's incoming president, Joe Negron, says his plans call for buying 60 acres of land south of Lake Okeechobee. The lake would be turned into reservoirs where water from the lake could be sent instead of east and west into the St. Lucie and Caloosahatchee rivers. Nitrogen and phosphorus in the water has caused periodic outbreaks of thick algae in those rivers.
Sea turtle nesting season in full swing here in the Suncoast and has already been a record year. Mote Marine Lab reports there are nearly now 4,500 nests on Suncoast beaches, surpassing last year's record by nearly 2,000 nests. Anna Maria Island Turtle Watch says education is essential to helping these hatchlings make it to the Gulf of Mexico. The group says it's an important lesson for visitors to our area.
People don't know if they're not from here, and they don't even think about it really. I mean, when they see a nest, they, sometimes get right on top of it, and, they don't have the education.
Tonight on ABC 7 at 7, we'll talk with experts from Mote Marine's Sea Turtle Conservation and Research Program. about what you can do to protect nesting sea turtles.
Mote Marine Lab in Sarasota is partnering with the University of Guam to expand their research in coral reef science. The partnership will also allow scientists and students at both locations to share their resources and facilities. The university has been studying Pacific corals for years, while scientists at Mote have a lot of information on corals in Florida and the Caribbean. Now they can broaden their studies on corals, which are essential to the overall health of oceans.
And they also provide enormous potential for new intellectual property that can help improve the quality of life, whether it's new drugs, new treatments, new kinds of technologies.
The agreement will also allow Guam students to study coral reef science at Mote's new research facility on Summerlin Key. That center is on track to open early next year.
Yeah, Mote is not just in Sarasota anymore, is it?
No, it's not.
Florida Keys. They've done research in Cuba. And
all their shark research as well. Yeah.
Now Guam. That's neat.
Pretty cool.
Let's get over to Bob again and check in on our wet weather. Bob?
Yeah, my daughter, who goes back to school tomorrow, I asked her what her favorite part of summer was, and she said checking out the coral reefs at John Pennycap Park off of Key Largo. So very interesting to see that. Again, beautiful weather back then, but not lately across the entire state. It's been miserable as far as the rainfall goes. Beachgoers have been hard-pressed to see any sunshine at all. The area of low pressure is right here now. It continues to work off in this direction, so it will move further away from Florida. However, it's going to get over some water, too, so it may actually intensify a little bit. And the Hurricane Center is again watching it now. It had kind of given up on it, but now they give it 0% chance of coming back, but at least they're kind of keeping an eye on it. We're keeping an eye on some very heavy rainfall, which still is offshore and has been making its way onshore too, near Nokomis and Venice. Some moderate to heavy rainfall there, all the way out to I-75 just near the Venetian. We'll have more in our forecast, let you know when the sunshine will return in full force coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
Okay, Bob, thank you. New details tonight in the case of a sunken cargo ship. Search crews have recovered the black box from the wreckage of the freighter El Faro. The voyage data recorder was actually located in April, but they were unable to recover it. They returned yesterday with a pilot remote operated vehicle and it sent it 15,000 feet down to the wreckage. Investigators are hoping the data recorder will shed some light on the ship's final moments last October. The 790-foot freighter sank near the Bahamas during Hurricane Joaquin. All 33 crew members died.
Just a day after a 10-year-old boy was killed on a water park slide in Kansas, 3 girls were thrown from a Ferris wheel at a county fair in Tennessee. Both of these accidents are raising new questions about the safety of park rides. The 3 girls who were hurt on this Ferris wheel in Tennessee were sent to the emergency room. According to police, this Ferris wheel passenger cart the girls were riding in somehow got caught against another just below it, turning their cart nearly upside down, sending the girls tumbling between 30 and 45 feet to the ground.
2 of the children were alert and answering questions. I can't tell you whether the third was or not, but the third child does have a head injury.
An investigation into the incident is underway, and all carnival rides are closed until further notice. Meanwhile, in Kansas, eyewitnesses are revealing while riding the tallest water slide in the world, 10-year-old Caleb Schwab, the son of Kansas State Representative Scott Schwab, was tossed from the raft at the end of the ride. Police confirmed he died of a neck injury. 2 other passengers in his raft suffered only minor injuries. It was 2 years ago. Early safety checks at this slide showed sandbag dummies going airborne, prompting officials to add seat belts and safety nets before the ride opened. It turns out that water slides are among the most dangerous attractions at amusement parks. According to the Consumer Product Safety Commission, there were more than 7,000 injuries last year alone.
Former Florida Gator Tim Tebow is trading pigskin for rawhide. He's now actively pursuing a career in professional baseball. The former NFL quarterback and current ESPN broadcaster plans to hold a workout for Major League Baseball teams later this month. He's been training in Arizona and Los Angeles for nearly a year, but he has not played baseball on a full-time basis since 2005. Tebow was an all-state baseball player in Florida that year, helping Nice High School reach the state semifinals. Tebow, who turns 29 this Sunday, has notified ESPN that he wants to play baseball and will continue to fulfill his contract obligations.
Two Venice high school teams with multiple state championships had a chance to travel to Havana, Cuba. Not only did they get the opportunity to play other teams in the country, they learned some valuable lessons as well. ABC 7's Dwayne Lindo joins us now with the highlights of their trip. Dwayne.
Well, Haley, coaches and players recently got back into town. They say it was an eye-opening experience after seeing the conditions Cuban athletes regularly play in. For graduate baseball player Riley Buckmaster, it's a trip he says he'll never forget, presenting a young Cuban player with batting gloves and a helmet.
He looked at me and said, "For me?" I said, "Yes, this is for you." And he broke down on my shoulder and started crying. Just happy, that's how thankful he was. He said that his family would have to work for at least 10 years just to even afford this, and maybe more.
Venice High School baseball and volleyball teams flew to the city of Havana, not only bringing their will to compete against Cuban teams, but bringing other items as well.
We gave them like some jerseys, spandex. We even gave them some toiletries, like shampoo and deodorant and stuff like that, and they were just overwhelmed. They really appreciated everything we gave them, even the smallest things.
The 6-day trip was organized by SCORE International, an organization putting together mission trips for sports teams around the world. The Indians baseball team played 5 games against Cuban clubs, ranging in age from teens to adult players in their mid-40s. Winning all 5, playing a different style of baseball.
They're just trying to hit the ball far and get as many bases as they possibly can. We up here definitely use a small ball to our advantage. They were asking us what we were doing. They didn't really know what bunting was and all that.
Venice Volleyball managed 1 win against the Cuban national team. Coach Brian Wheatley saying his players had extremely tough matchups.
As far as just height go, they were 6'3", 6'4" across the top of the net. I'll tell you, those kids over there, they did not want to lose to us.
He says for his players, the trip puts everything in perspective.
You know, breaking your iPhone doesn't seem as bad when you've just seen people, you know, starving and haven't eaten for 3 or 4 days. It taught our kids that, you know, you don't need excess to be happy. You know, it's faith, family, and friends.
And for volleyball player Kelly Hubbard, it's 5 days she'll always remember.
Yeah, it was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. I'd love to go back.
And was also able to speak with head baseball coach Craig Faulkner. He says it's a trip he would take his players in the future. Back to you.
Thank you, Dwayne. Truly is a trip of a lifetime.
Yeah, what an impression it made. And I'm not just on these Venice players, but on the folks in Cuba.
On them as well, yeah.
Definitely. Well, still to come in your Suncoast News, the fad all over Rio.
Why some top athletes are choosing to join the cupping trend and how it somehow relieves muscle pain. That is next in Health News.
Need new windows? Buy direct from the factory. New South Window is having a sale. The more you buy, the more you save. Buy 4 windows, save 25%. Buy 6 windows, save 30%. Buy 8 or more windows and save 35%. How? Because New South owns the factory and you cut out the middleman. Award-winning, energy-efficient windows and doors installed with a lifetime warranty. New South Windows are made in Florida for Florida homes by Florida workers. Visit newsouthwindow.com or call now.
It's Lincoln's summer sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKZ for only $299 per month, or a 2016 Lincoln MKX, Lincoln's premium sports utility vehicle, for $339 per month. We also have a great selection of certified pre-owned vehicles. Drive with the confidence of a 6-year, 100,000-mile comprehensive warranty and complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, family owned and operated, and winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award. We are located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Come uncork your inner artist at Painting with a Twist. Bring your favorite bottle of wine and appetizers and enjoy an evening out with friends to celebrate any special occasion. It's perfect for a girls' night out, birthday parties, or a fun date night. Painting with a Twist offers 2 or 3 hour classes that are instructed by local artists, and there is no experience required. We now have 2 convenient locations in Sarasota and Bradenton. Visit our website to view our calendar and schedule your next party today.
Do you have what it takes to become a champion? The Sarasota YMCA Shark Swim Team has been developing champions since 1961. Fall swim team tryouts for kids ages 6 through 18 are being held August 15th through the 18th and August 22nd to the 25th from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. Tryouts are held at the Evelyn Sadler Jones Branch, YMCA's Selby Aquatic Center. For more information, visit SarasotaYMCA.org/sharks.
Welcome back, 2 of my favorite guests. Cash 3 and play 4.
Surprise! We're pick 3 and pick 4 now.
Whoa!
But we still play exactly the same. We just got a fresh new look.
Speaking of surprises, I have one for you. Say hello to pick 2 and pick 5.
Introducing the complete Pick family of games.
We're family now.
The new Pick 2 and Pick 5 have joined Pick 3 and Pick 4 to give you more choices in your daily gameplay. The Florida Lottery. Just imagine.
Welcome to the all-new Seymour Buick GMC on the island of Venice.
Seymour smiles.
Seymour selection of quality new and pre-owned vehicles.
Seymour for your trade-in.
Seymour savings.
Step up to GMC and get cash back for up to 12% of the MSRP on these select 2016 GMC vehicles. That's over $9,300 cash back on this Yukon.
Seymour now at Seymour Buick GMC on the island of Venice. Go to SeymourBuickGMC.com.
Cupping, a therapy more common in Eastern medicine, is gaining some popularity here in the West due to some celebrity exposure. ABC 7's Alex Redman explains. Alex.
Thanks, Haley. They may look alarming, but cupping marks are proudly displayed by movie stars, athletes, and people who embrace alternative therapies, which are slowly becoming mainstream.
I'm using a gun to create the vacuum. I'm going to leave this parked here for 2 to 3 minutes to focus and release that tighter area.
Olympian Michael Phelps' back bears circular telltale marks, and Jennifer Aniston, Lady Gaga, and Gwyneth Paltrow are fans of cupping.
I'm only using a few cups at a time, unlike traditional Chinese methods where they might use a lot more cup placement at once. I'm using a more modernized version of this, and I'm only going to leave these cups on there for 2 to 3 minutes. If you leave it on longer, you are crossing over into Chinese medicine, and you definitely would want to know how to use that modality.
Triathlete Kelly Sims says cupping helps inflammation.
There's a lot of use going on, and it absolutely gets deep into the tissues, and it's a huge difference.
Jackie Miller, also a triathlete, says she wasn't sure what to expect.
It just felt like a warm, pulling sensation. And at first, I would get the hickeys that you have been seeing on the news.
Don't call those circular marks bruises, says certified massage cupping educator Stacy Nevelis.
So we can see where there's some area of stagnation, which is a little telling about what's going on in the tissue.
Adding cupping shouldn't hurt, but there's one way to find out. It doesn't feel painful at all.
Awesome.
And actually it feels better now than it did when you originally put it on.
It'll soften and release, and that just means that it's working.
And the mark Nevelis calls a hickey doesn't last long.
2 to 3 days, typically.
But the more you get it, more regularly that you get cupping, the less frequent you will get the hickeys.
Now, bruises are caused by impact trauma. The marks from cupping are the results of having internal unwanted toxins that have stagnated, pulled up to the skin.
And also that suctioning, obviously. So you had the procedure done.
I did.
Was it uncomfortable? Because it looks a little bit weird. How did it feel?
You know, it was different. I think that the biggest thing was in the beginning when they put the vacuum, the little cup on you and they start vacuuming, you feel your skin being pulled up. So it's like, ooh. And then after a few moments, it's like a release. And then afterwards, Haley, I have to tell you, it actually felt like I could exhale, like my skin had exhaled. And she actually asked me if I had an injury in a particular area, and I said, it's funny you should ask that because I had 3 broken ribs there 7 years ago. She said that the blood was actually coming to the surface there. Yeah, and it was tight. So it pulls the fascia up and then it relaxes it, brings the unwanted toxins to the surface.
Okay, might have to try it. Thank you, Alex. Now we'll head over to Bob and get a check on our rainy weather.
Yeah, I wish we had that kind of a mechanism to get rid of all this rainfall right now that's been around. I know area beachgoers who have been visiting for the past few days are really quite upset with the rainfall. It's a result of this area of low pressure, which is just kind of slowly hanging around, but it's getting away. It's moving to the west very slowly now over the Panhandle. But you can see from the Cortez Bridge webcam, boy, they had some heavy rainfall there around 11 o'clock in the morning up until about 2. And Pat Boyd getting this photo of a lightning strike, and you can see quite a bit of rainfall around at the time. He took that, so there has been some occasional lightning with these cells. They've been making their way onshore, and we've had up to 2 to 3 inches of rainfall in some areas again today. Yesterday, Northport had 4 inches of rain in some areas there, and you can see that large area of heavy rain that was out there about 2 hours ago. It is approaching, it is moving in. not nearly as strong, and that's going to be a trend, I think. We are going to see some moderate to heavy rainfall into Manatee County here, into northwest Bradenton, and also near Whitfield, but with that particular cell. Heavy rain occurring near Mayaca City, all the way down to near Northport. Northport getting the heaviest rainfall near Toledo Blade Boulevard and places to the east. And it looks like I-75, tough driving there with some frequent lightning strikes along near Venice and near Laurel Road, as well as spreading on into looks like the Venetian getting some moderate to heavy rainfall. As we take a look to the west of that, you can see that large area of rain that will continue to move off to the east. So Siesta Key, Osprey, Palmer Ranch, up into Lido and Longboat Key, and even into northwest Bradenton. Going to see this rainfall over the next hour or so as it moves its way pretty quickly to the northeast now at 10 to 15 miles an hour. Rainfall amounts a little bit more so in northwest Bradenton. They'd up to 2.5 to 3 inches of rainfall there. Now, there is a flood watch still in effect for parts of the coastal locations north of our area, expected to expire at 8 o'clock tonight. Flood warnings continue over the Panhandle and over the Big Bend area. 80 degrees at the airport, and the dew point still pretty high. Winds out of the northwest at 16, and the pressure 30.03 inches. So that's rising slowly as the area of low moves out. And the high today was only 84 degrees. 90 is our normal, 96 the record set in 2009. And we've had nearly a half inch of rain at the airport, more on the way here in the next hour or so. And as far as temperatures go, well, things have really cooled down across the state. That's one of the things that this low pressure area has done. It's cooled things down a bit, and that's what tropical systems normally do. You have to have those around to keep things a bit cooler, and this one's doing it without bringing us all the wind. So we should be kind of thankful in that regard. South winds for boaters at 10 knots tomorrow. Seas right around 2 feet with a light chop on the bays and inland waters. The water temperature now, that too is cooled to 85 degrees, at least at the end of the Venice Pier. Sunset will be at 8:13 and sunrise will be at 6:59. So showers and storms again tomorrow. The rain chances are lessening somewhat. We'll see a little bit more sunshine in the afternoon, and then back to sunshine in the morning on both Thursday, Friday, with afternoon and evening storms late in the day. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. Now to Suncoast Traffic Watch. A bad accident in Manatee County. This is on I-75 near State Road 70, and it is backing up traffic.
A new ferry service will begin running between Tampa and St. Petersburg in November. Pinellas County commissioners approving funding for the pilot project this week, joining other area governments in support of it. The ferry will run 2 times a day, 3 times on Fridays. Fares are expected to be about $10 one way. The ferry will connect the convention center in Tampa to shops and restaurants along Beach Drive at the Vinoy in St. Petersburg.
The DeSoto Square Mall in Bradenton is working on adding some new stores to some of the vacant spaces there. Mall management says it currently has 20 open stores and 2 vacancies in the food court. They're looking for tenants who are interested in these openings. The mall is in need of more clothing and sports stores. The mall says that it's seen more shoppers in recent weeks and hopes to fill these vacancies very soon.
Entertainment news is next. Stay with us.
When the Suncoast matters most, no one covers it like ABC7.
There's a lot of excitement here. We're standing right where those Florida delegates will sit. I talked to some Suncoast delegates.
We were right in the thick of that.
ABC7 News. We're here for you, Suncoast.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little Sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
We are delighted to have Dr. Kaminsky join our team at the Totola Cancer Center.
I'm a radiation oncologist. I was at the National Institutes of Health, most recently at the Medical College of Georgia, specialized in central nervous system cancers, prostate cancers, and other types. At the Totola Cancer Center, we have a level of technology that is second to none.
He has a great wealth of knowledge and shares the same passion that we have for patient care.
My family and I are happy to be here in Sarasota and excited to treat our patients here at the Totola Cancer Center.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Saturday Night Live is losing 2 of its veteran cast members.
NBC says Taran Killam and Jay Pharoah will not be returning to the long-running sketch series. Killam and Pharoah have been on the show for 6 seasons. Killam is best known for playing characters including Brad Pitt and Matthew McConaughey, while Pharoah is known for his portrayals of President Obama and Ben Carson. Saturday Night Live will return for its 42nd season this fall. NSYNC has gotten back together, well, at least for a night. Justin Timberlake posted this photo of himself on Instagram alongside fellow NSYNC members Joey Fatone, Lance Bass, Chris Kirkpatrick, and JC Chasez. The group was celebrating Chazez's 40th birthday. NSYNC went on hiatus in 2002 and hasn't recorded new material since. The group did reunite, though, for a performance at the 2013 MTV Video Music Awards.
The world's first interactive gaming coaster adventure is almost ready to open in New Jersey. Riders brave enough to try the Rage of the Gargoyles wear virtual reality headsets. During the ride, they become virtual reality fighter jet pilots and have to battle gargoyles while going through twists and turns. Riders can instantly lock on a moving target by moving their heads. The ride will open September 24th at Six Flags in Jackson, New Jersey. Yep, those headsets are the you know, that's everyone's saying that's the future of gaming.
That is the future. It must be. And actually, I ended up with a pair of those that don't work with the cell phone, so I gave them to Bob. So Bob's going to check it out. And if he finds something cool that we can do with these virtual reality glasses, then we'll show you.
It's just amazing. You're moving your body and looking around a virtual room.
That's pretty cool. I could do that, but I don't think adding in the roller coaster, that just, I don't know, it sounds like
too
nauseating. Much. Yeah, but for some, probably pretty fun.
We'll be right back with more news and weather.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, it's all about getting more for your money. More years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. Stop by to see our new state-of-the-art showroom today, and you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet, a new 2016 Subaru Forester, for just $229 a month, complimentary maintenance included, at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today.